Good afternoon, class. Well, today is the last day of the week. This is the last class of the day and week, and it's the last class before the holiday weekend starts, Thanksgiving. I don't know about you, but I'm sure looking forward to the celebrations that go along with Thanksgiving. First of all, being appreciative of what we have, but get to enjoy celebrations and activities with our family members. And of course, lots of food, right? So anybody else want to share their plans that they have for the weekend? Oh, first time cooking a turkey? Oh, let us know how that turns out and what you put together with it to make it a complete meal. Marietta, or you're going to neighbors and you're bringing one of your traditional family desserts. It's always nice when people bring together their different foods that they have traditionally and combine them. I can remember as a little child loving pumpkin pie, and that love for pumpkin pie hasn't gone away, but that would have been a traditional dessert for Thanksgiving. And my grandmother had a farm. She would milk the cows and then put that milk into the separator machine that she has, and out would come the cream, and she would make the most delicious whipped cream for that pumpkin pie. So that's still my favorite. So remember Thanksgiving and how we pronounce Thanksgiving, and it will play in today's lesson, interestingly. Because today what we want to do, or I'm wanting to do and hoping that you'll benefit from it, is help with some pronunciation. When we can pronounce words correctly, it makes us feel more confident speaking the language. And of course, it also helps to the person who's listening that they can comprehend what you're saying. And so we're going to focus on pronouncing words that contain digraphs. D-I-G-R-A-P-H-S, digraphs. And when you learn to pronounce, there's going to be 4 that we're going to teach you to work on pronouncing and fine-tuning. Some of you may do okay with most of the words, and it might be just 1 or 2 that you have a challenge with. So we're going to practice on those today. So a digraph is a pair of letters that represents a single speech sound, such as sh in shut the door, or th as in throw the ball. So for shut the door, we don't say sh at, we say shut the door. And throw, we don't say t roll, we say throw. So that's a digraph, a pair of letters coming together to make one sound. So what we're going to do is I have a video, and it's very short. I'd like you to watch the video, and it perhaps might help you when the way it's presented, make it a little easier to remember. So we're just going to do a little bit of listening for now, and then we'll proceed after the video.
This chart may help you to remember each sound these digraphs represent. I hope you found this helpful. The end.
There. So digraph, pair of letters, one sound. We're working on 4 of them. S-H, C-H, W-H, and T-H. So let's just do a little bit of practicing here. Let's start with let's say this S-H. Would anybody like to give me an example of an S-H, a sh? It has a sh sound in it. And the sound can come at the end or the sound can come at the first. You decide. Show. Thank you, Tom. TV show. Want to repeat that? Show. Can I have another word? Shape. S-H-A-P-E, and Want to repeat that? Shape. Here's one that has the SH in a different place, not at the start. W-I-S-H, and it's called, that's right, Barbara, wish. Wish. Here's another word that actually has two of those digraphs, which means a pair of letters that makes one sound. Let me write it for you. C-H-U-R-C-H. So you see there's a pair of CH here and a CH here. Anyone know what that word is? Robert. Correct. Church. So church. And we're not using our vocal cords. You remember back in the video, she talked about making these sounds and whether or not you use vocal cords. So church, church. It's how you do the sound. All right. So now what we're going to do is you're going to work in pairs. The same pairs you did yesterday. You have in your folder for today's class, there's a reading list. That's right, it's on the yellow paper. There are 10 sentences there. So here's what I want you to do, is I want you to each take turn, not a turn, you each read every sentence, and while you read it, the other person writes it down. So for example, Heather, you'll read sentence 1. Paul will write. He'll listen, you'll read slowly and clearly. He'll write it down. You do sentence 2, read it to him, he'll write it down. So you can go all the way through that way. You read all 10, Paul writes all 10, and you can switch it out. Or you decide how you want to read and write. You might do every other one, but long as everyone reads all 10 and writes all 10 sentences. Okay? And what you'll do when you're finished is you're going to compare each other's work and is for just to help each other to correct any errors that might be there, and you make sure that you match the original questions that were read. And also while you're going through that exercise of checking to see that the written part matches the read part, then what you'll do is highlight the words that have SH, CH, TH, and WH. You don't need to write it down, John. All the instructions are here, so you can just reference them. And I'm going to walk around the classroom. So again, if you have any questions about how to do that, I want you to just ask me. Happy to work with you. And just a reminder that you have an app on your tablets, the dictionary.com. So in addition to be able to look up the meaning of the word, remember the feature that you can click on the little speaker box and it will pronounce the word. So if you're unsure of anything, please make sure that you're using the app to do that. All right. There, so everybody has finished their exercise, and I see lots of highlights, and there was good interaction, and people were talking and pronouncing the words. I heard the dictionary.com feature being used, so all good things. Are people feeling a bit more comfortable in pronouncing the words? Because these were just 4. There's other combinations of digraphs, but we just did these 4 consonant ones. All right, so one last quick exercise before we leave for the day. And each of you are going to work independently this time. And on the blue sheets in your folder, I want you to pull that out. You'll see there are, looks like a mess of letters, and it's called Scrabble. And so what you're going to do is, those are words that have the SH, CH, TH, or WH, the 4 digraphs we've talked about. And you're going to look for those, and they could be at the start or the end of the word, and you're going to try to unscramble them. And another little hint, the words come from what you've just read. So if you want to start to do that, and once we have that finished, it will be time for us to end our class and go enjoy that beautiful long weekend that's coming before us for Thanksgiving.